What's up, everyone? Welcome into AniMan Plus episode 71. Hopefully you're having an incredible day, whatever day you are listening or perhaps watching this podcast at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SparkE3. Make sure you give us a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend that you're watching or listening. We definitely appreciate that. Join with me as always. I got Zach in studio. Zach, how you doing this wonderful Friday this week?
I'm doing good, feeling good. I'm curious, I just noticed, have we always had a 15 in the corner?
Yep.
Okay.
It just came with the overlay. I don't know why. It's just there, and I'm just gonna let it be there.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let it exist.
For some reason, I was thinking you were putting episode numbers there, and I was just like,
you're kind of off, Alex.
15's off.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah, no, it's just there. I'm just gonna let it exist. It's gonna do its thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, if you could, go check us out at our website, SparkE3.com. You can sign up for free, or you sign up for $5 a month to get early podcast episodes, access to special blogs, discounts, stuff like that. It's a good time there. Also, go check out the merch store, SparkE3shop.com. We definitely appreciate that. Checking out the merch. Make sure to join the Discord as well. That will be down in the description below. You join the Discord, you have the opportunity to maybe join in on some live streams like what we had the other night, or last night for us, but by the time this is posted the other night, for a terrible football show.
Yep, Thursday live stream draft.
Yep. Hey, that show was electric. I will not lie. That was an incredible show. If you are a football fan and you did not get to see it, go back and rewatch it. It was a very, very good show. I'm very proud of that show.
I mean, we got one live stream. Here's to more.
That's fucking true. Cheers. Here's to more, because we have dropped the ball on every other live stream we've attempted. But maybe we'll end up figuring that out eventually. Go follow us at Twitter as well, at AniMan Podcast. We definitely appreciate that. That way you can stay up to date with all the latest and greatest with us and things going on in the industry, of course, as I get on there and share it and whatnot. And go check out the other shows, Gamesthetic, Terrible Football Show, and talk about movies and stuff. Also, we will be on a break next week. We got Doctor Strange we're going to go see.
Yep.
Excited for that. Zach's got plans on Friday. He doesn't want to do, but he's still got them.
Pretty much.
So we're going to be busy next week, bottom line. So we'll follow back up the week after with AniMan Plus greatness and go from there. With that said, I think I ran through all the plugs. I think we got everything.
I mean, sounds right. If not, we'll hit it later.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, true. We'll hit it later. So anything that we want to chat about before we really jump into stuff? I did see, not confirmed, but pretty much confirmed. And it's going to be confirmed because it's a popular series. Fire Force Season 3. Very exciting stuff there.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That anime, as long as it's still the same studio and stuff.
I mean, anime's solid.
That is some peak stuff right there. So and I will say with Season 3, we're going to get a incredible fight between Arthur and Dragon. Jesus Christ. That fight there's a lot of fights that will be in that season that are just incredible. So I was very excited to see that news. What about you? You got anything you want to chat about? Any news or anything?
Honestly, no. I really haven't been keeping up with stuff this week.
Not a whole lot's popped off, though.
Not really.
No.
I mean, I think it was from... See, I can't even remember, because I'm pretty sure it was something from last week. Saw that I was following. Oh, yeah, no. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Whenever you pointed out on Twitter the fact that a high school family had a new Twitter show up.
Oh, yeah.
And you just went, damn it, Kubo.
I know. They got their official Twitter account, and I was immediately just like, God damn it, Kubo. This is your fault. Like, God.
If anyone reads that series and likes it,
Let
please
us
comment and tell us why. Because every time I look at it, it doesn't appeal to me.
It doesn't appeal to me, and then it's just like I see what makes me so irritated about it is the sales are just so bad. And the sales are like, we've seen it time and time again. It's axe-worthy sales for Shonen Jump. But holy shit, they're so bad all the time. I don't think a high school family volume has eclipsed 10K. I don't think they've eclipsed 7K.
Damn.
I feel like every month it's like 3 to 5K for a volume. And it's just like that you get axed with that. Like, but meanwhile, Phantom Seer gets axed, but whatever.
Because Phantom Seer didn't have the Kubo protection seal.
I know. Bro, that Kubo protection seal is fucking strong. We do got some new series coming up in Weekly Shonen Jump. There's literally no news on what they're going to be. I saw the people, some accounts tweeting about, and they're just like, no idea what it's going to be. Here's what it's called. Here's when it's coming out. I forgot what it's called because I think it was just in Japanese. I didn't translate it, but so that should be here in a couple weeks. Probably I don't think it'll be right after the break because Weekly Shonen Jump is on a break this upcoming Sunday. The day this episode gets posted, it'll be on a break. So I don't think it's gonna be the issue after that. Maybe the one after that one. I feel like I'm trying to remember the cover for the next issue. For some reason, My Hero is sticking out to me. I want to say My Hero might be the cover for the next one.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So it'd be after that one where you get a cover page, whatever. Because we should get probably a couple new series coming out because Aikashi Triangle moved to Jump Plus. Protect Me Shugamaru is 1,000,000% getting axed. Like those sales are terrible, almost non-existent. So
unless
bad.
Edo comes out and says, "This is my new favorite."
Yeah, I love this series. It's like, well, there you go. It's protected now. Jesus Christ. So we should get a couple new series here to come out, which some of the new series that we've had recently, I haven't read. I know you have, and you're reading one and reviewing one. Was it?
Akana Banashi.
Thank you. Earthchild, I read the first chapter, and that was enough for me. There was a lot that happened in that one chapter.
I feel like that series is actually pretty decent, but there is a lot to digest there.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, man, I feel like I was watching The Strongest Mage with the Weakest Anime episode 1 all over again. Because like I just it continues to ring in my head when I finish talking about it, and you're just like, okay, everything that you just explained is like stuff that happens in the course of a season. That was one episode. I'm like, correct.
But it's still high up there on the popular chart of Crunchyroll.
Whatever, man. People can enjoy it. Well, whatever. I don't know. I know episode 1. I guess it got better maybe because I know episode 1 people are not huge, like especially the light novel readers.
Yeah.
You know, they were saying like they cut a lot of content and stuff. So I don't know. But I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, anime, manga related we can chat about before we jump into things. I think that was not a whole lot popped off.
Not
right
really,
now.
no.
No. All right, let's go ahead and jump into anime talks. I'm gonna go ahead and lead things off with a new one that we're adding to the list, and it's one that I've kept talking about, one that I've had my eye on for probably a month now. I think before this season started, I've been talking about, and I finally found a good way to watch it because it's supposed to be on Disney Plus, and it is, but it's only in Disney Plus in like Asia right now, I think, which I still think it's very interesting that Disney Plus is throwing their name into the ring now for, you know, having anime streaming rights, whatever, especially for a series like this. For it to be on Disney is kind of wild to me. But Summertime Rendering or Summertime Render, I've seen it called both names. I don't know if it's rendering or render. Rendering is what I've commonly seen, but I've seen renders. I don't think it really matters, but I don't know. No, this series caught my eye for a couple of reasons. Number one, it was going to be a longer series. I was like, all right, dope, because a lot of the spring stuff that we're watching, Spy Family, Shield Hero, 12 episodes, 13. It's like, all right, so kind of need something a little bit beefier to kind of carry us into summer because summer doesn't look that amazing for us. Well, I mean, you've got what, Overlord?
I got Overlord.
Yeah.
There's a couple things actually when I glanced through Live Chart the other day.
There was one that I caught my eye, but I forgot what it's called. But it's just like, I feel like summer is kind of like spring where it just has a lot of sequel seasons for shows we don't watch. So
it is a lot of sequels.
Yeah, exactly. So I saw those 24 episodes. I'm like, okay, cool. Carry me into summer like that. And it's just like shonen supernatural horror, and I'm like, what is this? Like, this seems wild. I watched the trailer, which is, you know, pure Japanese. There was no subtitles or anything. I was like, you know, but I got the kind of the general gist. Seemed pretty neat. So like the general gist coming into the show that I understood is, you know, our protagonist, which I'm drawing a blank on his name. I'm so great with names, bro. He was coming back to basically where he grew up, which is like an island, essentially, somewhere around, in, you know, off Japan, basically, because like a childhood friend of his passed away. Okay, so he's going there for the funeral, and then like the general description is, you know, when he gets there, shit seems to be a little off, right? Something's kind of off. There's some spooky shit happening right now. And it's just like, did she actually die by accident? Or did some other stuff happen? You know what I mean? Like, that was the general gist of going into the show. So get into the show immediately. First off, I got to say, like, again, you know, since this, I cannot unfortunately watch this naturally. You know, I had to find another way to watch it like we did for Shaman King and Eden Zero. I honestly thought where I was watching it was fucking up at first because like I'm watching it, it's just like the screen kept glitching and stuff. I'm like, oh great, I found a fucking fucked up reader. And I went to another website again, I'm like, is this just the show or is this like bad bootlegs, whatever? And I just kind of sat down. So I'm like, okay, no, it's actually just a show. All right, never mind. So, you know, it's like he's having like a dream almost, right? And it's like it's of the person that died, his childhood friend,
Okay.
right? And it's like the screen like keeps like glitching for you as the viewer, and it's just like and she's sitting here saying like, here, protect. I think it's Noah is her name. I could be wrong. I'm amazing with names. It's like, hey, protect Noah, whatever. And he's trying to reach out to her, trying to talk to her, and then like when he wakes up, he just like kind of lunges forward, yells her name right into a giant rack of tits. So got your tit shot within 30 seconds. So you guys are good there. Looks up, sees like the, chick, real stern eyes, glasses, whatever. He kind of, he gets slapped. He apologizes. They're on a boat going to the island, get to the island, whatever. Noah, who is the, like, okay, so between our protagonist, Noah, and the person that died, they're not actual siblings, but they basically grew up like siblings. Okay. So you see, he gets there. You see Noah coming down like a long hill on her bike, saying like, "Oh, hey, you're back." And she couldn't stop. Boom, goes right into the water. No, didn't think anything about it. Right? Pulls her out. Whatever. Goes about their day. Goes to the funeral, sees a bunch of other, old people, like basically like their father figure that raised them. Essentially, they reunite. It's like, oh, it's great to see you again. Whatever, kind of continuing on with the day. You're in the funeral. You have like another friend from the past. Kind of pull our protagonist to the side, crying and apologizing, like saying that the chick that died, she tried to save this little girl by jumping in the water. She was drowning, whatever, and then she got swept away. He's like, I should have jumped in. I should have tried to save the friend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, whatever. And our protagonist, hey, dude, it's no big deal. It's not your fault. It happens. Like, it sucks. Just trying to be reassuring about it, whatever. He points out the little girl that was saved, and she is like the most blank, emotionless face possible. Just like eyes almost completely black. No facial expression at all. It's like, all right, that's kind of weird. Kind of going up, continuing on with the funeral. In the funeral, there's a random flash, and it's like, all right, no flashes. What are you doing? And our protagonist looking around, saying, what the hell was that? Whatever. No, don't worry about it. Move on with the day, right? Have dinner. Our protagonist cooks up one of his trademark meals. Everyone's kind of happy. A little moment. He even makes a dish for the the friend that died. Whatever. Nice little moment. He kind of steps away. Needed some air, whatever. And, while you're seeing this, you also see a shot of Noah looking at the house.
Okay.
So it's like, and it's just.
Wait, what house?
The house that they're in.
Okay.
But keep in mind, Noah's in the house.
But she's looking at a shot of the house.
Yeah. It switches quick. So you have Noah in the house, in her, night clothes, just chill wear, whatever, eating the curry. And then you have another shot of Noah in like her school outfit, staring at the house outside in the dark. So it's like shot, transition. It's just like, all right, well, that's kind of weird. What's happening here? All right, we'll let it go. Let's move on. Noah, you have like shots of like Noah and our protagonist like working together, at wherever, like whatever restaurant, whatever. You have you have the one single cop of the island who's a hard pervert come in. He's like, oh man, what a fucking day. He gets on his phone and immediately starts looking up porn right in the middle of the bar.
Is he muscly or fat?
Lanky. Dang. Lanky, mustache, large aviators, literally busts out his phone and starts looking at porn. I'm right in the middle of the bar. Like, he's like, oh, yeah. It's just like, oh, bro, calm down, dude. All right, whatever, man. Noah kind of has like a little bit of a moment. They step away, like an emotional breakdown kind of moment, right? They're talking. Some random dude comes up. I say random. Random for us as the viewer. He gets introduced, whatever, to us, where they knew this guy, and he's talking about like shadows, like like the curse of whatever, the shadows of whatever, blah blah blah. And then then after kind of hearing about this and kind of sitting on it, they want to kind of maybe dig into it a little bit more. So they kind of go up to like this shrine-esque area, right?
Okay.
Trying to maybe figure out like, it's kind of locked. It's like, all right, well, we can't get in, whatever. And, and also, in this episode, like Noah's kind of talking about like, when it comes to like, it's like if you see your shadow, you're going to die within a few days. So when she's talking about that, she was talking about when her, and I wish I could just remember these characters' names, but the person that died, they were like picking up some trash on the beach, whatever. And there was a moment like real quick, and that neither of them were really sure what they saw. They thought they saw her, the person that died, who's literally standing there.
Yeah.
Saw her standing on a rock. So she thought she saw herself standing up on a rock. And it was kind of glitchy and stuff. It was real quick. They're like, huh, that was weird. Did you see that? Yeah, I saw it too. I don't know. Maybe we're hallucinating. Whatever. Let's move on about our day. And it kind of leaves it at that. So it's like, all right, that's kind of fucking sus.
So what you're telling me is this is the plot of Persona 4.
Well, I don't know Persona 4, so maybe. So I'll continue, and you can follow up on that. And you can also watch it because I do think you will like this show. So, they go, they're trying to do some investigating stuff after kind of maybe getting the idea. Maybe there's some weird fuckery happening right now, some weird shadow business or something. They go to the shrine, whatever. The shrine's kind of locked. There's I see some stuff in the woods. It's like some rustling. You see like a person like all black, like shadow, right? It's just like, did you see that? It's like, yeah, I saw that. And Noah's like, come on, let's go. He's like, whoa, hold on. Let's not just run into the woods. And just run in the woods. All right, whatever. I guess I'm following too. They go into the woods together. Whatever. They as they're running through the woods trying to chase this shadowy figure. Then you see that chick from the boat, the big tit chick that he she's leaning up against a tree. She's got some blood coming out of her mouth. She's like holding her side. He's like, oh my God, are you okay? And then you see a Noah holding a gun to Noah. There's two Noahs right now. There's the Noah that we knew at the shrine. And there's another Noah in like the schoolgirl outfit, like I mentioned, holding a gun to Noah. It's just like kind of there for the moment, right? Whatever. Just boom, shoots Noah, murders her right there. Noah's dead. End of story. And then our protagonist is like freaking out, screaming. Boom, shot in the head. He's dead. Done. And then there's like a weird time skip moment, and he wakes back up on the boat.
Right into tits again.
Right in the tits again. Same thing, gets slapped again. Right into the tits.
That's all episode 1?
That's episode 1. So it ends on that note of him basically getting shot and waking up again. So pretty good end note, in my opinion, right? We get over in episode 2. Episode 3 is out, by the way, by the time of this recording. I haven't watched it. I don't feel like that's ever going to be a show either of us will get to watch on
Probably
time.
not.
Because we think it comes out Thursday nights, and we normally record on Thursdays. So that will probably never happen. We'll probably always be a week behind. Please bear with us. We get into episode 2, and he just kind of continues to go about the day, the same thing. She goes into the water. Well, he tries to stop her this time. He gets knocked in the water. He can't swim. She saves her. She saves him, sorry. And when he gets out of the water, he looks at the bike. He noticed the brake cord was cut. He's like, that's sus, huh?
Out of curiosity, Alex, do you watch the background in this show at all?
Not necessarily, but I've been kind of, I'm watching, but I'm not hard focused on it or anything.
Okay. Because this sounds like one of those shows that you can really find some things if you watch the background really well.
It might be, and I may have to rewatch the episodes to see. So we have this thing where he's sitting here trying to figure out that was a really weird dream, whatever. And then as the day continues, where it's funeral all over again, whatever, one thing after another, same things keep happening. It's just I'm reliving the same day. He looks at the time. He's like, I am literally reliving the same date, which I think was July 27th or whatever it was. So he's starting to this is just really weird. It comes to dinner, right? He's just like, hey, I'm gonna take a step out. I need some air or whatever. So he actually goes outside. When he stepped away last time, he didn't go outside. He just stepped upstairs, whatever, kind of left it alone, whatever. He steps outside. He's kind of chilling over a wall, whatever, right there along the sidewalk. And then he sees the cop kind of coming up, whatever, because he turns around. He sees Noah that I mentioned, standing outside. He's like, what the hell is she doing outside? She was just inside. You see the cop run up, whatever. It's like, oh, hey, Noah, what's up? What are you doing? Noah murders the cop.
Yes.
Yep, cop's dead right then and there.
Hey, little girl.
Yep, basically. Gets full-blown murdered. And then, from the dead body, you get to actually see these shadows get created. So now there is a shadow of said cop. So there are two said shadows. Shadows, the cop shadow is talking to Noah's shadow about you got a gun. Here's my gun. Just go in there and fucking murder him. Go take care of the business. They're trying to get the bodies, whatever. Meanwhile, our protagonist is sitting over there in fear, trying to stay quiet. He's just like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? The friend from the funeral there was like, oh dude, I'm so sorry, whatever. He starts calling him. He gets caught. And then you just see Noah standing up on the thing, fucking just stabs him right in the throat. Protagonist dies again right then. And whenever he's going, then you actually get to kind of see the time loop, whatever, where you see the spirit of our girl that died saying protect Noah at all costs. And then once again, right in the tits, back on the boat. Well, actually, no, and this time it's actually on the dock this time. My bad. No tits this time. This time it was on the dock.
So he came to consciousness when he was on the dock?
Yeah, when he was on the dock right after the boat. So it's he lost a little bit of time there. So that's something I'm going to watch for. Is he going to continue to lose time every time he comes back, Because because the first two, the first time was again right back on the boat. This time was on the dock right after he got off the boat. So it's like a little bit of loss in time there, and that's when he started to kind of piece things together. When it came to this night sequence, whatever, like he kind of hid his phone outside, put the camera on all night, whatever, kind of stealthily hit it. Next morning, he's like, all right, cool, I survived the day, because he hadn't survived the day at this point, right? He checked his phone. Sure as shit, there's Noah. She's just like, it's like a creepy paranormal activity moment where she stands there for 3 fucking hours and then just walks away. Like you see in literally the paranormal activity movies.
But the cop didn't show up?
Yeah, no, because our protagonist called the cop. He's like, oh, dude, yeah, man, we've got a really intense bar fight with some drunk bastard. You need to go take care of it, man. So he plotted things out where it's like no one would die here, right?
Gotcha.
That was the whole mindset. Once he had the video footage, he showed Noah. He brought Noah into the situation. Like, hey, this is what's going on. So, bro, like just the whole concept of the series of trying to like unravel the mystery of what potentially happened with our character. Because like, right now it's just kind of set up where like it's established where she drowned. She was swept away trying to save someone, but there was an autopsy performed, right? It's just like, why would you perform that if like it's pretty straightforward what happened? You know what I mean? Like you drowned, like.
So whatever happened with the little girl you mentioned she saved?
So apparently that's also like a shadow, because there was a moment, I think it was episode 2, where the chick with the glasses, whatever, like I guess she's very aware of everything, which is why she was killed in the end of episode 1, right? Because there's only been a couple moments with this character, so this character is going to have a pivotal moment for the series, in my opinion. Like they're aware of what's happening, because like you have a moment where she's like looking up, like up in a building, staring down at the little girl walking away with her mom, whatever, and she's like basically saying, it's like, oh yeah, it's here, they're here, I'm gonna keep my eye on it, whatever. So she's aware of what's happening. So the little girl, to me, it seems to be another shadow of some capacity, or like it's something that's bad. That's the bottom line.
Gotcha.
And when it comes to like our this main chick character that died, like again, they performed an autopsy, but it's like, why? She drowned, pretty straightforward, right? Where apparently she had like marks around her neck as if someone strangled her. So it's just like, okay, was she actually murdered? Like what the fuck? Like I thought, we very visibly saw her get swept away in the water where she drowned. That's how we got her body out later. But apparently she may have been murdered, probably by her shadow that they saw earlier at the beach. So, I mean, it's going to be a long, like, it's 24 episodes, so it's going to be like a long mystery of like what these shadows are, kind of unraveling stuff, some time travel shenanigans where he's going to have to continue to relive the next day, possibly die multiple times, and maybe, like I said, maybe continue to lose time, where every time he comes back later than when he originally did. So, I mean, dude, the concept's interesting as shit. Like, I'm pumped to watch episode 3 here this weekend. Like, I'm very, very excited. I do think that you would enjoy it. I'm not good at explaining things like you are, so me breaking it down probably didn't completely sell you, but I assure you, I think this is a Zach series. I really, really do.
I mean, it seems interesting. It's just, it also seems like one of those series, once I really start looking into it, I'm going to be watching the background for stupid shit.
Yeah, just like dissecting it completely.
Pretty much.
Yeah. No, it's really good so far. I definitely recommend watching it. I'm not going to say where I'm watching it because I really do hate bootlegging something, at this point in time. I'm all about supporting, official releases.
Especially since anime's coming on real hard into the West nowadays.
Yeah, I'm big on supporting official release. I'm not going to sit here and say where I watched it. Find your own way to watch it. It's definitely worth the watch, I assure you.
When it comes out on any official platforms to the West, watch it there.
Yeah, which is going to be apparently Disney Plus. Once it comes out for the rest of the world, because right now it's only Asia. So whatever. All right. Let's hop over to Shield Hero season 4. Season 4.
Season 4. What happened?
Yeah, no, we made hell of a jump. Episode 4. I mean, not a whole lot went down this episode. I mean, you had some nice moments with the chick in the suit, the girl in the suit.
Yeah.
Had some nice character development moments for her.
Yeah, she had some very good character development on filling out her piece of where she sits with everything through. What's the turtle lady's name? Otsu? Oats.
Oats. I just see her name and I'm like, original soundtrack? Yeah. It's just OST, so Oats, I don't know.
So her sort of talking to Resteria? No, that's not right. Our mascot. And
Raftilia?
Not Raftilia.
Oh.
The one who's literally in a mascot outfit.
Oh. I think it's, and I think you're about on the mark. Reska? Like Reskaria? Reska?
Yeah, I'm in the zone, but it's not her actual name. It's
just Reska.
It's Resteria.
Well, I mean, we've named characters worse.
Yeah, we have.
Mr. Sure.
More or less, hey, Mr. Sure was a champion.
Shout out to Mr. Sure.
Mr. Sure made that show for the first half of it.
Yeah, did you finish that show?
Nope.
Okay. Me either. Shout out to Platinum End.
One day.
Well, look, listen, I'll tell you this. I did, just out of complete curiosity, I did read the last chapter, and I have no desire to finish the show. I really don't.
Rip.
Like, it is such a lackluster ending, in my opinion, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, let's continue.
But it's more or less helping her sort of figure out her spot in the whole being of in the Shield Heroes party. And we had a nice moment of them finding out more about the spirit turtle and that the previous heroes left some Japanese writing that was slightly scarred up that made no real sense to Fume initially. He was trying to piece things together.
Yeah.
Seeing things as well for there being a collapse and them having to pull out. Oates being very confused why everyone was being so respectful for her, even though she's technically part of the spirit turtle and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Now Fume slowly building up a harem, even though he had no choice in the matter.
Yeah.
Find out that to kill the turtle, they have to go inside the turtle's body and kill its heart, which they decide, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So now Fume and his party goes down along with Oates. Weird moment there. I feel like we're missing something from either the original content because during the moment when Oates was talking to Risteria at the campfire while they were waiting for the fog to clear up and everything.
Right.
Or maybe not there. Maybe it was when they were in the temple. She says something along the lines of, I hope the bow hero's there. I was just thinking, why would he be here? Are we going on the assumption that even though all three of them said, no, I got better things to do, they're all also being edgelords decided, well, I will go do it. I'm not going to say I'm going to go do it, but I'm going to go do it.
Right.
And I'm just like, so what belief does she have that he would be there?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. As you said, not a whole lot happened. It was mostly story-based, but the big thing was probably at the end.
Characters.
When a bunch of 3 mercenaries tried to sneak by and Nafune was just like, you've activated my trap card. Reveal.
Right.
And it's little arc.
I don't remember the blue haired chick's name, but Glass and Lark.
Yeah, Lark, Glass, and Teresa.
Teresa. Okay. Which was ended on a note of like where he just kind of barely saw the thing. He's like, wait, no, Glass. Yeah. And it's just like that little smirk episode end.
I don't know if it was really a smirk as much as her really not wanting to see him after what happened.
I kind of feel that way too. She was very, very had the vibe of I really don't want to be here and see you right now.
Yeah. Because it was just funny. It was just that thing of Lark just like, see you, lad. It was just like, well, that was a fuck up.
Right. I think it was an enjoyable episode, but again, not a whole lot happened. We're in that middle stage of this 13 episode season, whatever. It's like, all right, let's do some building, and then we'll get back to the hype shit. So, Spy Family though was a very enjoyable episode. This week.
Was enjoyable.
Episode 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Episode 3. I watched that one today, and that was a very, very enjoyable episode, in my opinion. Got a mic problem there?
I think Shane's left some hair or something on here.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It may just be me. Something keeps rubbing off him.
No, this episode had a lot of moments that just made me chuckle. Like the moments at the beginning where like Yor was getting moved in and Anya kept talking
wanting
about
to help.
Yeah, wanting to help and talking about how much she helped, and Twilight Lloyd just completely shut it down. It's like, all you did was spill a mop bucket. I did everything else. And she's like, shock. Just like, and then he's just like, all you did was spill a giant bag of flour. Shock. I know those were just incredible moments, in my opinion.
One of my favorite moments when Lloyd's like, this is your room. I'll give you time to unpackage. She just walks in. You just hear a couple of things. I'm done.
Yeah, you see the box just packing up.
Wow, that's real minimal. Yeah. And they come back in and see it's like, and Anya runs out. Oh, there's this one. No, don't help. That's the one with all my assassin weapons in it.
Man, I love these dynamics, bro. I really do. It's just like when they're out in public. It's like, oh, you want to hold my hand? She's like, oh, I'd be honored. She start thinking, like, this reminds me of whenever my little brother was that small. It's like, now I just need to make sure I don't squeeze too hard. And actually, because I hugged him and I actually broke a rib, and Anya's like, oh God, and then just runs away. Oh man, dude, the stuff like that is what makes this show so good.
I mean, it is.
Those interactions is what makes this show so good.
Because I mean, all three of them are very good characters, and just their dynamic together.
Right.
Like even when they went to get the outfits done.
Right.
For the interview that's going to happen next episode, and just all the actual previous preparation Lloyd's trying to do, and he's just going, maybe I made a mistake.
It's like, I have no faith in this. I've just completely given up at this point. This is just not going to happen. And then it was this, when they were given like the interview opportunity again, like the mock one, whatever, later after everything that happened, in this episode, he stopped a purse snatcher, whatever. Cool. And, whenever he did, he said, oh, you're going to have like your worst meal or whatever, he's sitting there asking Anya about something. And she's like, I'm going to make you have your worst meal. And he's just like, please just forget that happened. Do not say that, for the love of God, please. No, Spy Family, bro, is so good. Dude, the hype train for Spy Family is unreal right now.
It is unreal.
Yeah. Let's hop over to your meme, first of your two memes. The meme that you enjoy a lot more to watch, Skeleton Knight Another World. How's that treating you?
So it was a good episode. It was I don't think it was as much of a meme as last episode. More or less, our elf lady has asked Ark to be a mercenary and help her in freeing elves that are captured in the slave market in town. And most of the episode was just them going to this town, her being amazed by his magic because he has teleportation magic, meeting her contact in the town, and Ark hearing the names like, oh, this is going to be great. She's already a beautiful elf. I'm wondering what the other one's. And it's a male. And he's just like, oh. And he's just, the guy's just straight mean mugging him. And he's just sort of sweating. He's like, which leads to them eating a meal, and just Ark's trying to ask questions. The guy just goes, Ark's like, so what have you discovered here? And the guy just says, well, this fish is quite a delicacy in this town, and then they have their signature honey brew. And he's just thinking, Ark's just looking, am I being stonewalled? And everything, and just having this dynamic of this guy not trusting Ark and seeing this other elven warrior who he's known to not really trust humans and whatnot, being like, why do you trust him so much?
Right.
And everything, and just having that whole dynamic, have a nice moment with Ark and his spirit animal Ponta, where they go to run errands, which involves him selling all the equipment of the bandits he beat up last episode, and then acquiring a bunch of food for him and Ponta to scarf down before they go on a rescue mission.
Nice.
Which, because he's a skeleton, he doesn't want to be in public.
Yeah.
So it's literally, he gets all this food and goes into some random back alley, and it's just him and Ponta chilling in a back alley eating a feast. And then we actually get the other half, which involves them actually raiding the place. Where it's just a moment of where they're standing at the gate, and our elf goes like, can you teleport us up to that window? It's like, yeah, I can do that. Boom. The guy's just like, that's actually impressive. You can use dimensional magic? Like, yeah. Have of course the typical moment of a sexy shot where she finds a window, she pops it open, and just like, okay, it's clear. And she begins to crawl on because she's busty, her breasts get caught up in, and the show has a nice pop sound for when she finally squeezes through,
right.
And then she struggles trying to get the other half, and both of them are just sort of just staring off in space. And just she finally pops through, and as she pops through, Ark just ports the other two in, and she's just like, that was an option? It's like, we didn't look, it's fine. And they go in the house, start looking around, everything, and just there was a funny moment. So you got two elves who are like cloaks and stuff, being just sort of all silent, sneaky, and then Ark in this big, heavy armor, and he's like, they actually animate where they're just sort of slightly crouched, and he's just
getting around in this fucking armor.
Yes. Because literally right before that happened, I was like, they're sneaking in, and it was just like, Ark's in this big ass armor, and then he comes around the corner and is like, all right, you're good.
See, dude, all I can think of right now by you describing that is any time that I would sneak around with giant ass armor in Skyrim. It's like, oh, I'm so sneaky. Even though I've got this fucking massive armor on right now.
And more or less, they more sneak around, they run into a room where all the guys who have been slit, their throats have been slit in their bed.
Oh, yeah.
And they split up and go exploring, and Ark enters a room through a keyhole because as long as he has line of sight, he can teleport. So he teleports through a keyhole and he gets attacked by a ninja. Ninja attacks him and whatnot, and he's just like, it's a ninja. And he's like, how does he know what a ninja is? And he looks like, they have animal ears and a tail. This is fantastical. Then Ponto shows up, and then it's just like, oh, you can't be with these slavers. You have a spirit animal. I apologize. It's like, oh, don't worry, talking whatnot. The ninja gives him information where the elves are and whatnot, and everything. Has that nice moment. She pops out the window and runs off because she couldn't find whatever she was needing. Ark then just finds the other two, gives them information. They then fight their way to the cells to save the more elven children. Which the weird thing now I think about it is all the elven children they've saved are female. Hasn't been a single child male elf. The only male elf we've seen is the one guy, which is sort of weird.
That's like a fucking weird Ganondorf vibe.
Yeah.
That's kind of sus.
Yeah, it is kind of sus.
Now you mention that, I've played a lot of Legend of Zelda in my day, so that's pretty sus to me.
They save the children. They poured out thanks to Ark, and they found out that the Lord also has some elves trapped in his palace, and he was like, okay, we'll go save them. Male elf still's with the children, is going to lead them away. He's just like, there you go. Ark grabs the other elf girl, starts teleporting over to the palace. And there's one of the kids go, you think they'll be able to do it, just the two of them? He's like, yeah, I trust they'll be able to do it
they'll figure it out
without causing any big alarms. At that time, he gets to the top and just smoke. And you just see here yell. He's like,
yeah, well,
time to go, kids.
Yeah, they tried.
And that's more or less how that episode ended.
Okay. What about your real meme?
So the real meme that is Dragon Quest, it honestly actually wasn't that memey this episode. It was literally called The Return of the Hero, being, what's his name? I can't remember his name right now. Teacher of everybody. I can't think of his name right now. I'll probably remember later. Avon, there it is.
Oh, okay.
So Hadlar died. They all have a moment of silence for Hadlar. Then they're all just like, are you the real Avon? We know you died. Why haven't you been around? Go through the whole spiel and whatnot, and just Avon's like, oh, it is me. I had this nice amulet. It took the shock for me, and I got blasted into the sea. Didn't explain where he ended up, but I got blasted in the sea. Has that whole moment. They all sort of just like die, Pop, and Ma'am all hug and have a group hug and cry in his arms. Hyunkul, being the edgelord he is, he turns his back and has his own cry, and just like, there's like Hyunkul, Yu's like, I don't have a right to see him after everything I've done. Has his edgelord moment. Avon, being Avon, realizes our Reaper guy who got stabbed in the previous episode's not actually dead. So he, of course, unanimously, before he reveals everything, goes, all right, kids, now I need you to run to the palace as fast as you can. They all look at him, what? I need you to run. Now.
Hurry up.
They, for whatever reason, just accept it. It's Avon. They begin running. Avon has a nice talking moment with, now that I remember, this is the trophy part. He has a whole moment with Kilvern, our Reaper dude who set traps everywhere. This is fucking stupid. So he sends him away. Kilvern shows up with his scythe with the non-edged part around Avon's neck. So the entire time they're having this conversation, it's like, you're not going to cut shit, man. It's literally fucking blunted. You cannot make me believe that side you have on his neck is edged. Has this whole conversation with Avon, and I'm just like, he's just like, I'll deal with you, and then my traps will kill all of them, and it'll be a nice day. Now it's just like, don't all your traps have to be activated by your magic? And Reaper's just like, yes. How are you going to activate your traps if I'm here dealing with you? You planned this from the beginning. I was like, what the fuck? Why does Avon have to point that out to you? Why would that not process through your head? So they have their moment, and then they have a slight fight, and then Kilburn disappears, and Avon's like, oh, okay. Catches up with everyone and just like, all right, kids, let's go raid the palace. And then Hunko has an edgelord moment. He's like, not you, Avon. You're too weak. It's like, I can tell that you're not at the same power you were, and cut.
I'm so sorry for you. I'm so sorry for you. I should have taken that thing off the script a long time ago. I'm so sorry.
Just go back to episode 7. So did you watch it? Yeah. Why? It's on the script.
You put it on the script, so I watched it. I'm sorry. I fucked you over on that one. I should have planned that one a little bit differently.
Well, it worked out. For some reason, this is the one that's standing the test of AniMan Plus.
That's true. That's true. The only other one that stands the test of AniMan Plus is One Piece, whenever Josh is here, because that's obviously like a continuous show.
Yeah.
Speaking of, before we jump into our last anime, I did actually watch this week's episode of One Piece, now I think about it.
Oh, how was that?
The main reason I watched it is because I knew it was chapter 1000, which was a pretty hype chapter.
1000 was a good chapter.
Holy shit. Toei Animation went like above and beyond for this episode. Like, this is one of those, like, legit movie quality level episodes.
You know what's funny? I never hark on Dragon Quest's animation because it is done by Toei. I just hark on the story.
That's true. That's true. That is very, very true. But no, I mean, do this episode, like, you know, the first part, whatever. I mean, it's kind of just whatever to me, you know, just kind of build up and stuff. It's really like once you got to the point where everyone started gathering up at the top of...
So is it Ends lobby moment again, pretty much?
In a way, because this is the moment where it's like Law, Kid, God, he's on Kid's crew, dude with the mask. I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
he's called Killer, isn't he?
Yes, just Killer. Thank you. Yeah, Killer, Zoro. You know, they're all there, ready to basically throw the fuck down with Kaido and Big Mom. You know, Luffy's making his way up there. He's making his glorious entrance as, you know, as a protagonist does.
Yep.
You know, and then, it's just like everything about the scene was done so well, you know, because it's like, I'm a big fan of like these real serious moments of where it's like lack of music, you know, it's very quiet. I feel like it adds so much more to the scene. And that's one reason why I hold like the Naruto Sasuke fight so fucking high on my personal list, is because like the majority of the start of that fight was just silence, and it's just all you hear is the punching and kicking and stuff, and I always thought that was cool. Same thing here. It's just like, you know, no music kind of playing. It's just like the moment happening, Luffy kind of stepping up to the plate. You know, you got the moment of, you know, the worst generation plus a couple of right hand men of Zoro and Killer. You know, and then it's like, you know, Kaido and Big Mom kind of talking their shit. Luffy kind of, you know, he looks up, he notices something, he just slowly starts walking forward. Just walking forward, they're talking shit to Luffy. Luffy doesn't even acknowledge them and just walks right between them, past both of them. And they're just like, you know, like Kaido just like, is this motherfucker serious right now? It's like, bitch, you better fucking say again what you said earlier about being king of the pirates. Luffy's just not even acknowledging them because he's going over to I'm not a massive One Piece fan. I may read the manga to rate it, but I don't know majority of characters' names. I'm not Josh. One Piece is like, it's a fun series, but I'm not that committed to it. So like he went over to all the big samurai group that we've come to know in this entire arc. You know, they're the ones who was like with Odin, right?
Okay.
Like Odin's squad, basically. You know, like you have a moment where it's like you see like just like the top of Luffy's hat and he's walking, and then as he kind of like looks up, and you know, as he comes up, you see like the feet of one like really like Odin's right hand man. It's like a flashback of where it's like, you know, they're all there. You know, you see a shot of all of them there. You know, they're talking to Luffy. It's just like, you know, we're trusting on you to, you know, put weight on your back and save the world, essentially. You know, it's just like, and it's like a bright moment. It's like they're like, you know, nice grass, nice little scenery and stuff, this flashback, and just snap of the finger. Same sort of angle, camera angle of Luffy standing there just like he was in this flashback, but everyone's on the ground, knocked the fuck out, bleeding, just beating the shit out of, because they were fighting Kaido first.
Yeah.
You know, and then Luffy's talking to, the right-hand man again, Kinemon. I think it's Kinemon. All right, I remembered something. Talking to Kinemon, where Kinemon's just like crying, where he's just like, he doesn't feel like he can face Odin in the afterlife, whatever. He starts just gushing blood. You see like as Luffy's walking up, there's a quick moment where Zoro, right-hand man Zoro clenches his sword, ready to fucking go if those two make a move. Meanwhile, while he's like coughing up all this blood, cuts back to Zoro, where you see Zoro's also visibly angry because they all became friends. Friendship, yay. And then, Kaido went to go do an attack, and then real quick, Luffy just yells at Law to like send him down below. And it was a really fucking beautifully quick animated scene, right? Of where you see Law fingers up, you see him just whoop, teleport, Luffy dodges the attack, whatever, and then fires a red rock and just fucking completely annihilates Kaido down to the ground. Yeah. And then just ends with Luffy saying, I'm Luffy, I will be king of the pirates, the one who will best you two. Dude, it was a clean, that entire end sequence was just like chills. Like even if I'm not a big One Piece fan, that entire end sequence was very well done. You know
what I want to see animated? Bro Kaido drinking and offering drinks to everybody.
Yes. Dude, it's coming. I will say, now that we're at this point, I might start watching One Piece because this fight has been good, reading it. I will say.
Isn't this pretty much the start of all the fights now?
This is the start of all the fights, yeah. Because once like the big thing happens, I'll tell you up front, I'm watching that episode. Like, our cartoon character. When our cartoon character gets introduced, I am watching that episode because it's been fucking wild.
That animation is going to be ridiculous.
And that's what I can't wait. Because with that, I can't wait for Bro Kaido. It's just like, oh man, you want a drink? I'm having a great time. I can't wait for that.
There's tons of alcohol down there.
Yeah, it's like they were having a party before you jackasses came and interrupted. You want some beer? I can't wait for that. So I will watch that. I think
that's the Straw Hats calling card now, because they broke up the wedding at Big Mom's place, and now they go and break up the Animal Kingdom's celebration party.
Basically.
And then they've broken up a wedding before on Thriller Bark.
Yeah.
Back when when it was just Luffy and Zoro, they broke up his celebration when they captured Nami.
Right. That's just their thing, man.
Shit, this is a calling card I've missed this entire time in One Piece. They just break up parties like assholes.
They weren't invited, so they got to crash it. No, good episode, though. But let's finish up anime chat here with Tomodachi Game, episode 4.
MC still sus as fuck.
MC is still very sus as fuck, especially with how this episode ended. But this episode was very heavily focused on Tenju, obviously. Yeah, or Tenji. Is it Tenji or Tenju? I think it's Tenji. Tenju. Okay.
Maybe Tenji. I don't know. We're in the ballpark.
Yeah, around there. 10. This episode was very heavily focused on him, since the previous episode kind of like put in the direction of he's the one that kind of set all this stuff up. And this episode further hammered this down, where like one question that like we had, which I'm not going to say is answered because I'm still with you. It could be like answered a little bit further later, where he openly says in this episode, yeah, I'm the one that applied to play the game. He openly says, yeah, I stole the money. I'm the one that set up the Tomodachi game. He openly admits this. Now, granted, could there be some more sus factors later, like what you pitched? I'm going to still say yes. I mean, our MC is sus.
I mean, like, this guy admits he's the one who started the Tomodachi game. I have no intents and purposes to believe that he was the sole person.
I agree. There's no chance.
Because he has too much of a focus on Shion and wanting to make her his.
Yep.
And, I mean, it was an all right episode, but I was at no point surprised in the least bit, just because with how the framing of the episode was going through the point of view of Tenju. And I was just like, the entire time, as soon as he walked into the ballot box the first time, I was like, he's fucked.
Yep.
I was about to say, there's a whole plan that's just been set up now. He's fucked.
Right.
I was like, so when it got to the end of the episode, and he's just like, did you do something? And we had that grin. I was just like, all right, I'm not even surprised here.
Yeah. Dude, our MC is sus as fuck. But like, our MC is... He's sus as fuck, but like, it's one of those things I really can't tell, like... I can't tell the level of sus. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, is he secretly the actual bad guy here? Or is he just like a sadistically like, oh, I'm gonna fuck this traitor in the ass right now? Like, what level of sus are we talking?
See, based on all the points I have based on this series, because I haven't looked in the manga or anything like that. So literally just based on these first 4 episodes, I feel he has some borderline personality disorder, because it seems based on shots in the opening, the whole white and black figure, the fact that he has his mother and father. So his father, I assume at some point was a scam artist of some sort, embezzler or something like that.
Yeah, the one that's just like, oh, money's the most important thing, son.
Because in the opening scene, we have the whole death shot where it's like son and father and son are both crooks, thieves, and everything like that. So I assume that's referencing him being picked on because his father and whatnot, and then he had his good side of his mother who was always trying to push him to have friends. So I think he has a hard personality disorder of some sort, borderline personality disorder of him always having this conflict of, because he...
Friendship or money?
Friendship or money, because he always has his parents pushing two ends. And from what I get from the character, he did care about both his parents, even though his father, even hearing all the bad things about his father once whatever his scam his father got caught for was found out.
Right.
So I feel like him growing up has had this hard back and forth of the two, which is more important. Which is why I believe our MC is the puppet master here in setting all this up. Or
to really test them.
Yes. Because it's still the whole weird thing of why do we have the observers? Because they know nothing about this. They're literally just observing.
Yeah, they're just running the game.
Because they have no information about our players.
Yeah.
And then the whole weird thing of it's being broadcasted to people.
Right.
Which
like a game show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to play into the thing of some things in the opening where we have people and just out and about with stupid masks and tagging and whatnot, which is why I think they're going to get the skip the third game and get days away to see the reaction. Because as far as we know, it's just a public live stream, so everyone knows the shit that they've been doing.
Right. You said the thing on the mask. I've said it before. All I can think of is the fucking pig mask from Saw. And that immediately makes me think of fucking Dead Meat with every single Saw kill count where it's just like, get oinked. That's all I can fucking think of right now. But no, I mean, I'm with you, dude. Like our Protag, like it's one of two things. Like our Protag is either like just like really like sadistic in a way where he's just like, all right, you know what? Fuck this traitor. I'm going to fuck this traitor, whoever it is. I'm going to fuck them over. Like, you want to try to play big brain with me and get us in this game? Nah, friend, I'm going to fuck you over. Or it's what you're saying, because like we keep getting those seeds of his past, of the friendship or money.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, but bro, it's one of the two things. And that's why I'm with you, where it's like our Protag is unbelievably fucking sus right now.
Because I really don't think the traitor thing is that really big of. I'm more or less seeing that as a red herring at the current point in time.
Yeah. See, I could see that too. And also, one question that was proposed in this episode by our characters is, what fucking high school student's going to be like 20 million or 2 million, whatever, or it's 20 million? Because it was 2 million was the entry fee. Yeah, who's going to be 20 million yen in debt at a high school age?
Yeah, there's a couple things I could see. Because I mean, I believe is our MC for the sole reason. Because when you think about it, he could be in 20 million because of his father, because his father got caught for a scam of some sort, embezzling money, thus became arrested. And then by most laws, if you're arresting in some form of embezzlement, you're also accounted for to have to pay said money back. So depending on how much he embezzled, and even though he's in jail, that debt could be forced upon his family.
True.
To be paid.
You're opening the whole plot now. You just basically broke this whole plot like you did Mission Yo's Core Family.
I read too much shit.
Are you ever going to read Mission Yo's Core Family?
Nope.
What would I have to do to convince you to read it?
Ayakashi triangle body pillow with a cat.
Done. I'll get it. Say no more. We'll get a body pillow in here.
That's gonna be the weirdest body pillow with no context.
Good. It's like the Josh one right now.
Yeah.
Like the context is it's Josh, but like for anyone that like watches the show, tunes into an episode, like maybe a new AniMan Plus viewer, like they don't know who the fuck that is. So it's just like, what the hell's up with that body pillow? That random dude? Who is this?
Yeah.
I still love how it's perfectly placed in like every other podcast right now. Like it's just like chilling with like John or Shane or whatever, and he's just like looking up at him. Just a fucking 10 out of 10. All right. Favorite chapter. I mean, not favorite chapter. Favorite episode of the week.
Probably Spy Family.
Mine was actually Summertime Rendering episode 2. But really, both those episodes were great.
The only one thing I do want to mention before we leave off Tomodachi game is, when is the rule about if a lie, I'm assuming in the next episode, if found out to be a lie and they get reset to the beginning, gonna come into play.
Ooh, that is a good question. And you think it could be next episode?
Yeah, because the friggin' it ended with a whole reveal of this person killed somebody.
Chibi.
Huh?
It's like, oh man, Chibi, if this is true, that's really cringe.
Chibi killed somebody. And because the whole fact of that rule is that it has to be revealed it's a lie. So
yeah,
there has to be some sort of logic of why. So I assume our MC put that and he's going to be like, it's a lie. It's not true.
Right.
And he's going to get reset, get other people to reset, which would lead to Numbnuts Stalker to be the one who finishes and gets screwed.
Ooh, that's big brain play. You know, that's probably exactly you're busting this whole plot right now. Watch. All right, let's hop into some manga ratings. Once again, when this episode, the day that this episode goes up, there will be no new chapters. Weekly Shonen Jump is on its break this week.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and start kind of running through some stuff. One Piece, 1047. I'm going to give this one an 8. Good chapter. My Hero Academia, 351.
I'll give it a 9. Actually, no, I take the back. I'll give it an 8. I just remembered what actually happened.
There's Dabi chapter.
Yeah, it was Dabi and Toya.
Yeah, or Shoto.
Shoto?
Yeah.
Which one's Toya?
Dabi.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler, I guess. But if you're this far, hey, it's your own fault at this point. We're in manga territory.
And then the person goes, "Who's Toya?"
Yeah, exactly. I'd give it probably a 9 personally. Black Clover 331, the last chapter of Black Clover for at least 3 months. There's a lot to digest from this chapter. There is a lot to digest from this chapter. We haven't actually talked about it, have we? Like off record? I don't
No,
think
we haven't.
Okay, because this chapter had a big plot twist moment.
Yes.
Big plot twist moment, reveal at the end. Without spoiling it, how you feeling about it?
7.
You know, if it was done a different way, where this plot twist was like completely knowingly, you know what I mean? Where like this character is actually like brutally sadistic, I would have probably given this like a 9. But since it's the approach that we've already done once,
correct. That's sort of my thing.
Yeah, we've already done this once, but now it's just like this time. Which I texted you about it. Now I remember. Yeah, now this time it's like it's just unknowingly for this character, like that kind of.
I mean, yes, it's an interesting plot twist, but at the same time, I was just like, you literally just combined your 2 plot twists and put them into one.
Yep. So again, if the plot twist would have been like, this character was just like, it was all just a ruse, and like this character is actually just like brutally sadistic, I would have loved it. Just like, oh, you figured it out, huh? And did some shit,
Yeah.
That'd have been awesome. But the way they did it, I'm just like, So I'd probably give it a 7. I mean, it was still good reveal, good plot twist. JJK 182, our otaku, our otaku.
This. Honestly, if you wanted to introduce someone to JDK and you just gave them this chapter, there's so much out of context stuff. I think it's a real deep dive into Gigi's past we're seeing here.
Yeah.
With the crap that's going on.
That's true.
I'm really curious where this character's going to go. I'll give it an 8. It was actually fairly enjoyable.
I'll give it 8 as well. Mission Yozakura Family 127. I'd give this one probably 8 or a 9. It was a really good chapter. Papa Yozakura is back at the end. Who of course is one of our antagonists.
Oh, there's a Papa?
Well, yeah, just the dad of all the siblings. I've talked about him before.
Have you?
Yeah.
I assumed he was dead.
No, he's alive. No,
okay.
the mom's dead. The mom's dead. Which is the previous head of the family.
Freaking dead parents, man.
Yeah, I know. No, the dad's alive, and the dad's, he's a bad guy, but he's a bad guy, but who absolutely loves his children, because like every time he comes into the picture, he'll just like be crying. He's just like, oh my God, you kids have grown up so much. It's just like, oh, you guys have such great bonding, and I love you guys. And Corchero's just like, listen, Dad, I'll fucking murder you right now. Like, I'll open my eyes finally. I'll kill you. Because keep in mind, he still hasn't opened his fucking eyes yet. But yeah, he pops back up at the end. So we're going to get some spicy stuff next chapter.
Alrighty. So,
Undead Unluck 108. I got to talk about this chapter.
So what happened here?
All right. So forgive me for this, because I know, like, we've talked about Undead Unluck, whatever, so you know about like kind of like the powers and stuff.
Yeah.
But for the average listener, they may not know. So allow me to go on the spill of the powers of this series. Okay, so first off, when you have a shonen and you have powers, right? Usually everyone's pretty pumped up about their powers. You get a quirk, it's like, oh, bro, this is my quirk. What's yours? Oh, dude, that's your quirk? That's so fucking cool. Oh, dude, this is the magic grimoire that I got. What'd you get? Oh, bro, that's so cool. It's like, oh, you got, this sort of chakra. I got this sort of chakra. Man, that's awesome. We're so cool. Oh, this breathing style? Dope. I know this breathing style. Everyone's just like, yo, I got powers. This is legit, right? That's the general concept of most shonen. In this series, the main sort of powers is called negating, okay? And you become a negator, and it's very, very straightforward. Something. Whatever follows, that's what you negate. The series name speaks for itself. Undead, unluck. 2 different characters. One prevents luck. One can't die. There you go. If you're listening, you know what the powers are. That's what it means to be a negator. But being a negator, you really don't want to be a negator.
Your life is sort of shit.
Your life is terrible. Like, it's complete garbage. Now, when it comes to becoming a negator, if they explained it at some point, I just forgot. I'm sorry. I'll be real. I probably forgot if they did. But to my understanding, like, it was never really explained how you become a negator other than it just being completely random. I don't think
Wasn't there some time shenanigans at 1.2?
Yeah, that was actually that was here recently. But in terms of like you becoming a negator and getting your power, to my understanding, like I don't remember if they ever explained how a negator happens, other than it just being literally completely random. And when I say random, like it's not like you can have like a like a mom and a dad, and like the mom be a negator, the dad not, and it gets nothing like that. They're like whatever you are, undead, unlucked. There's only one of you. There's not 2 unlucks. There's not 2 undeads, whatever. And the only way it gets passed on is when someone dies, which we have seen already. And that's why I do know that, because I forgot it was one of our main characters. He died and was kind of like resurrected to be like a puppet, kind of like what we saw in like Shaman King, remember? Gotcha. Kind of like that, but his negating power went to the person that he protected. So now she is the negator of that. But it is completely random about who gets it. 100% random. You could be 18 plus and finally get your negating ability. You could be a little kid and get your negating ability. And when it comes to that as well, when you get your negating ability, you really don't know you get it until something happens. And the downside is even when something happens, you still don't know how you get it, right? Like the little kid who gets unmove, he didn't know how he got it until like after the fact. He's a little kid, like maybe like 10 or 12. I don't remember how old he is. He's out with his fucking parents having a great day, a great child day. They all went and got ice cream, great family day. He kind of like runs ahead. He's super excited. Outside a little kid with ice cream. He turns back, looks at his parents. His parents are just stopped in the middle of the road. He's like, what are you guys doing? Come on, let's go. And then, he can't really, there's a building there, can't really see it. And then just boom, bus, kills both the parents. So when you become a negator, there are a lot of times where, like, it's a very terrible situation how you find out you're a negator. Now, in that case, he didn't know. He went like X amount of time. He's just like, oh, they died because of me. Fuck.
You know what's really fucked up about this? You're explaining this, but all I could think of when you said he looked back and his parents were, and you said a bus, I was like, why couldn't it have been a truck? He's a car.
Right. So like that's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
All right. So there's one character. His name is Rip. He's been a primary character throughout pretty much this entire series.
Is he the one you sent me that shot of like a couple weeks ago? Well, actually, probably a month or so ago now.
Maybe I'd have to go back and look at our messages, but he's been a pretty focused character for a while for us. Kind of like he's on the opposite side of Andy and Fuko, whatever. They're different factions. I'm not gonna necessarily call him a villain. I don't even know if anti-hero is the right way to put it. They're kind of allies. They've worked together. They work together to kill one of the 4 seasons. I forgot which one they killed. Those were great chapters, by the way. But he got introduced pretty early because of what his negating ability is. He's unrepair. And the reason why he was introduced because Andy was interested in that ability because he's like, Andy's undead, by the way, where he's just like, maybe with unrepair, it prevent me from healing where I could die. Andy wants to die. He's undead. He wants to die. That's his whole stick of the series is why he loves, wants to be with Fuko because she's unluck and she can summon fucking meteors from the sky. So, he's wanting her to kill him essentially. And that's how Rip was introduced early. It was because of that ability. So Rip came in at the end of the last chapter, right? you know, at first it seemed like Rip was coming in there to help Andy fight this other dude, and then Rip kind of attacks Andy. And it's because of a large plot that's happening. I'm not going to get into that. Part's not necessarily important to this exact story I'm trying to tell. So this chapter, we get Rip's backstory. Starts off when he's like a kid, 10 years old, 12 years old, whatever. You know, you see like, you know, another one of the characters, not Aaliyah is the character that you get introduced to in this chapter, but Aaliyah's sister is a character that's been with Rip pretty much throughout the series. I'm just drawing a blank on her name. But then you get introduced to this Aaliyah character, who is this other character's sister. She's in a wheelchair, whatever. You know, they're all kids. They're all like friends. You know, Rip, you know, it's kind of clear pretty quickly that Rip likes the Aaliyah, the one in the wheelchair, right? Yeah, you can already tell where this is potentially going. Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, because it's like, you know, immediately within like three pages, right? It's just like, oh, she's dying. Her heart is failing. Doctors have pretty much given up on her. They can't find a suitable heart for like a heart replacement, whatever. Doctors are pretty much done with it, right? Like, hey, you're going to die. Sucks to be you, I guess, right? In this story. So Rip's just like, well, I guess I'm going to have to be the one to fix you. I'll have to be the one to cure you. And as soon as I read that, I immediately, because it said heart, I'm like, bro, no. We are not about to watch him getting his negating ability like in the middle of open heart surgery or something, right? Because he's sitting here saying, it's like, I'm going to fix you with my own hands. I'm like, no, bro, we are not about to watch that.
He's a 10-year-old kid, right?
I know. Yes, he is. And when it comes to like, you know, her dying, it's not like, oh, you're dying tomorrow, but you are dying. You're going to die at a young age. So, you know, there's, you know, in these pages of his backstory, there's a time skip, you know, where, it fast forward. Okay. Yeah. It fast forwards, like, you know, where he makes this, this statement of, I'm going to be the one to, you know, heal you. I don't want you, you know, the doctors are giving up. I won't. Takes a time skip. It takes him where he's 18 years old, youngest licensed surgeon in history, a genius of his time, whatever. You know, he's sitting there talking to, you know, the other characters that's been relevant throughout the whole series, where it's just like, you know, he's going over like general surgeon and doctor stuff, like, you know, basically flexing his intelligence, you know, for us, the readers, like, okay, so yeah, at 18, this dude knows his shit. You know, he's fucking brilliant. You know, you have a moment where him and Aaliyah and like, you know, they're walking through like the nice little woods together, you know, and she's just like, you know, I don't have much time left, whatever. And she's just like, you know, basically trying to like pawn him off in a way to her sister. It's like, you know, go be with him. And then he kisses her. She's like, no, you're the one I want to be with. Nice little sweet moment. And then right after that sweet moment, next fucking panel is right at the top for him, shocked face. And you see people in the screams like, the blood's like, it's not stopping. We need a blood transfusion right now. I'm like, fucking naturally, this is how he finds out he's got a fucking, and obviously he doesn't know immediately because he's sitting there, he's like, but I don't know what happened. Like, I can't stop the bleeding. The bleeding won't stop because he's trying to do the open heart surgery on her. At that fucking moment, this dude gets his unrepairability. At that moment, in the middle of open heart surgery, and the woman he loves dies by his hands. I'm just like, third page. I'm just like, no, we are not about to see this. And then sure as shit we did. I'm just like, damn, this series, man, fucks me up at times.
Question for you.
Yes.
Out of all the backstories that series has shown, have any of them been good?
Nope.
Okay, so that's
not a single one.
That's just standard then. Cool.
Yep, everyone. The unmoved, the little kid, now unrepair. Andy, obviously, since he's a main character, he had the most lengthy backstory, where Fuko basically kind of did like some time travel shenanigans and got to see like almost like a past life of Andy. It's still Andy, because like the thing about Andy is that he's had kind of like multiple lives. Like, you know, he looks the exact same, because like the thing that's stuck in his forehead, whatever, I'm sure you've seen it from arts and shit.
Nope.
I'm sure you have if you've seen an art. Like, it's literally right there on his head. Like, if he, like, that basically holds in his essentially his past lives. Because one of his past lives is known as Victor, who is like a sadistic motherfucker. Okay, so that's one of his past lives.
Are we getting into spoilers?
Nah, this is pretty early.
Okay.
And again, you know, it's manga only. I mean, it's only 108 chapters into the series. I mean, you know, this is like in the 50s range that this happened, where you kind of get introduced to Victor and stuff. Maybe 40s or so.
Early.
That's early for a series. At least in my opinion, that's early.
That's a death ending for a series.
No.
We've seen tons of series in around 50 chapters or before 50 chapters.
That's still early considering the series is still going and probably won't stop anytime soon. Like, it's early to me. But anyway, you know, so like his was the most lengthy backstory, but even that backstory had a lot of sadness to it, bro. And it's even kind of been teased at a little bit more other parts of his backstory that we didn't get to see before, right? So no, there's not been a single backstory that's been good. Everyone that where it's like you get to see how they found out they were a negator or how they got their negating ability. All tragic as shit. Everything is tragic. I give it the chapter a 9 though. I mean, it was a good chapter, but it was just one of those chapters. I mean, it pulled at you.
You want to see other depressing stuff that Alex likes? Go check our sad and character backstories episode.
Backstories episode, yeah. I think you're the only one that had good shit.
Yep.
Me and Josh had a lot of bad shit.
Because those two are depressing fucks.
Hey, that makes a good backstory, okay? Mashal 105.
I honestly don't remember what happened.
This was more training, wasn't it? Because didn't he get put in like the spike thing?
I don't remember what happened. I'm going to give it a 7 regardless.
I'll probably give this one an 8. Because, I mean, this also had some stuff with Dot and also had stuff with the other kid who's like the Netsu. That's all I can think of.
I mean, I know I read the chapter. I literally just can't remember the content.
Sakuma Day 68. I give this one a 7. Lucy Samurai 60.
I'll give it a 6.
I'll give it a 7 just because of like, oh yeah, which one is going to lead us? Me. Blue Box Chapter 50. I'm gonna give this one a 9.
I'll give it a 9 as well.
Bro, this is so depressing.
Yeah, these chapters hurt.
These are some depressing ass chapters. All right, P6 30.
I'll give it an 8.
Ayahashiman 21. 6. This was kind of a boring chapter to me.
I'll give it a 7 just because we're in his nutsack.
All right, I'll bump up to a 7. Akane, pronounce it, please.
Akana Banashi.
There's got to be an easier way for this.
I mean, there's probably an English translation.
Hey, Jared's calling me. Should I just answer the phone, get him on the cast?
I don't care.
All right, bet. All right, hold on. All right, hold on, dude. Give me a sec. We're pulling. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We are pulling in a guest to the show. Jared, welcome to AniMan Plus. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing great, man. You are currently. It's on only in one speaker. It's only one earbud.
Yeah, it's just in one earbud right now.
Yep, it's doing that weird thing. But you are welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Hopefully, you're having a great day.
I mean, our first guest in forever.
This is our first guest in forever. Yeah. So,
shit, this is unexpected. So I'm on the spot, man. What's up?
Oh, not much. We're going through some manga ratings right now. We're actually almost done.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to listen to our ratings, we can wrap up the show. Get your thoughts on anything, and head on out of here to finish up the show.
All right. I am on my way home, so I will be on for as long as I'm on my way.
All right.
Okay,
bet.
sounds good.
All right, cool. All right, so rate your chapter,
So,
chapter 11.
Akanane Bashinashi, I'll give it an 8 because it was actually a very good chapter. It was a good viewpoint of her dealing with a counselor who didn't like her job choice of her putting that she's going to be a Rangoku, and more or less somebody who seen her, grown up with her, and sort of supports her dreams. Like, why don't you go see it before you completely dismiss her choice?
Right.
So it was a very good and motivational chapter.
Okay, right on. My Hero Academia of Vigilantes. It had a chapter. I just don't remember I didn't put the chapter number on the script, but it was a good chapter though. I mean, it was like I'd give it like a solid 8.
I know nothing of it other than Knuckle Duster.
Dude, I love me some Knuckle Duster. Knuckle Duster is the goddamn best. Because like it was funny because even like the last chapter of My Hero Vigilantes, there was that moment where it's like Knuckle Duster and Pop both were like about to die. Like Pop has been in the hospital for this entire time. They kind of like prevent her from dying. Knuckle Duster, he took a fucking bomb to the face but still beat the fuck out of someone.
Time out.
What?
This is spoilers for me, so I'm gonna get off the phone.
No, this is a series that you are not reading and it's not being animated.
Like this is
a spin-off. Yeah, it's a spin-off.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. It's called My Hero
You're not lying
Vigilante.
to me and make me feel better, right?
No, this is literally
Have you
a
ever
spin-off.
heard of a character called Pop or Knuckle Duster?
Well, I've only watched the anime, so I don't know how fucking hard it is. I don't know.
No, this is not.
You're good, Jared.
Yeah, you're good.
This is literally a spin-off series.
Okay.
Different characters.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Please continue. Sorry.
Yeah. So no, you keep in mind, Knuckle Duster took a bomb to the face. Like Knuckle Duster took a bomb to the face, and he's just like, "You think that did shit to me? I'm gonna fucking beat the fuck out of you."
For your information, Jared, this character is also like 40.
Yeah, he's like 40. He's quirkless, but he don't care. He's gonna beat the shit out of you. But yeah, the chapter before, he was like, him and Pop both were like, they were about to die, like go to the afterlife, and then like they both kind of get revived in the different ways. Medical staff, obviously brought Pop back, whatever. And then Knuckle Duster, he gets kind of like some sort of like shock treatment from his boys, and his boys like, man, you think you can fucking ditch us now? You're not allowed to leave, Knuckle Duster. I'm like, my man, still here. Let's get it. Next up, neither of us read Kaiju. No Kaiju. Dan to Dan, I did not read. That's on me. I forgot. Tokyo Revengers 243.
I'll give it an 8.
I give it an 8 as well. Eden Zero 189.
It's Rebecca stuff 7.
I'd give it a 7 as well. Seven Deadly Sins, Four Nuts the Apocalypse, Chapter 60. I'd give this one an 8. We actually got to finally get the actual reveal of the fourth night this time.
Okay.
Very interested on the approach, because first off, it looks like Gother. Straight up looks like Gother. 100%. Looks like Gother, but actually has tits. So let me make that clarification. But also seems to have Escanor's son. Right? That's my mindset. I'm just like, what? So very, very interesting. And also, I've now come to realize in the past couple chapters, one of the other characters that's kind of like running around with Tristan, whatever. I've now come to realize, okay, I'm a fucking moron, which we already know this. I'm pretty sure that is Diane's and King's daughter.
Oh.
I've now come to realize that, because like she even makes like in this chapter when, she's talking to this fourth night where she's like crying, whatever, because she wants Tristan to love her, right? Just like Diane with Meliodas, right?
Yeah.
Runs in the family, I guess. And she's like, what can a girl who is over 6 feet tall can just destroy everything with immense strength do? I'm like, oh fuck, that's probably their kid, isn't it? I'm a fucking moron. I should have realized that sooner. But anyway, so that's neat, I guess. Ranger Rejects, still not caught up on. I'll catch up on that here soon. God of High School, neither of us are still caught up on. Keep forgetting about it. Unordinary, 250. Shit's about to pop the fuck off. Dude, shit is about to get wild.
There's so much setup.
I know.
I'll give it an 8.
I'll give this one a 9. I enjoy a good setup chapter. Getting some of my romance. True Beauty, 203. I'll give this one an 8. Good chapter. Weak Hero, 186.
I'll give it an 8.
I don't think I actually read this now I think about it. No, I didn't read this one. No, did not. Whoops. El Cid 167.
I'll give that one a 9.
Okay. Let's Play was not on a break. It did come back, and I kind of like some of the things that they're doing because, they're like our Sam and her friend group plays like an MMO, whatever, kind of like a WoW. And they recently got introduced to a character that you can't see his face, his character's face. That is, it's just like all black and shadowed. And at first, he was playing with a mod that let him like speak. Like old school, like folklore sort of vibe, whatever. He turned off that mod, and he's coming to the party to hang out with them, and he gives Sam like some super fucking rare, like dragon egg, whatever, for a mount. It's just like everyone's like, oh shit, that's rare as shit, whatever. Yeah, basically. And and then Sam acknowledges one of her friends like as their IRL name, and that's when the character's just like, wait, what? And she kind of goes through it, and then she's like, oh, yeah, we're all friends in real life. This is so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. And then it gets to the character that has, like, like bandage over the eyes. It's like, oh, and that's Vicky. Vicky's kind of like the character who breaks fourth wall all the time. And then you see, like, the character, like, with the mystery face kind of, like, shudder and stuff. And I'm like, this is fucking martial law, isn't it? And he just happened to stumble upon Sam and her friend group online and didn't even know. It's like, this is gonna get interesting. It's gonna be, make our love. It's gonna actually become a love triangle now. I'm feeling it. It's gonna happen. Sub-Zero 135. Shit's getting real in Sub-Zero right now. Like shit's getting real. Like lots of backstory happening right now. Finding about our our Protag's mom and everything about how she died. Shit's getting wild right now. I'm gonna give that chapter a 9. Down to Earth 94. I just realized there's so much romance, but I'm not ashamed of this. I love my romance, bro. Down to Earth 94. I give this one a 7. It was all right. Suit Armor. I don't think Suit Armor actually came out this week. No, it did. Yeah, it did. Okay, I'll give this a 7. And then Reunion chapter 11. I'm enjoying this series. This is a good one. I'd give this one an 8 as well. Favorite chapter of the week.
El Cid.
We had a lot of good chapters this week.
We did have a lot of good chapters.
We had a lot of good chapters. I would probably go with Blue Box.
That's my second.
Blue Box was very, very good. All right, well, we'll wrap up the show. Jared, do you have any thoughts to wrap up the show here today?
I need to read more manga.
That is true. We're reading like 30-plus series.
Only 30?
Jesus Christ.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, we're reading like 17 of like 20-something. Like, it's usually like 2021 Shonen Jump. We're reading almost every Shonen Jump series. We only got like 4 weekly Shonen Magazine series we're floating between. We had 2 Your Turn, but we dropped that shit. And then a lot of webtoons.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we're doing pretty good.
Okay.
But Jared, any last thoughts? And I'm gonna hit the music, and we're gonna close out this show.
No. Just have a good day.
Yeah. All right. Right on. All right. Well, we're gonna hit the music. Zach, last thoughts. Let's get out of here.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can hit that subscribe and really help us out to build up. And if you actually want to know when anything goes up, regardless of this show, Terrible Football, talking about movies and stuff for Gamesthetic, you can hit the bell. And maybe it'll tell you whenever we do another live stream eventually.
Yeah. Hey, yesterday's live stream went amazing for a Terrible Football show. We will definitely plan some more. Looking forward to that. But do everything that he said and more. Make sure you go to SparkE3.com. You can sign up for free, or you can sign up $5 a month, get early access to podcast episodes, exclusive blogs, discounts, and more. Again, taking a break next week, so be prepared for that. No AniMan Plus. Follow back up the next week. And I will say, when we follow back up the next week, probably going to do a review on Bubble, that anime movie that came out on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, it did, didn't it?
That was actually part of my plans for tonight. That got canceled. I was actually going to watch that movie tonight.
Oh, cool.
So I will watch that movie before next episode. And I might actually watch the Tokyo Revengers movie. I did send you that.
Yeah, you sent me that.
So next episode, we might have a doubleheader for movies. Tokyo Revengers live action movie and Bubble. Bubble is 100%, that's a lock. I am watching Bubble, and I will talk about it next episode if you want to watch. You don't have Netflix though, do you?
I mean, I probably do.
Everyone probably does. Until Netflix cracks down the passwords like they're apparently.
Correct.
Yeah. Make sure to join the Discord. Follow us on Twitter at AniMan Podcast. Check out the other shows like Gamesthetic, talk about movies and stuff, and Terrible Football Show. With that said, see you guys in a couple weeks. Later. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.